Hello everybody, it is about 5 o'clock, just a little bit after. So it is hot. It is hot as a you know what. And I was smart this time, brought an extra shirt and the deodorant so that after we set up I could go freshen up. Got my fan running, aimed right at me. We already had our first sale of the day, and it was a car swing. Imagine that. But I was able to, and I will pop in pictures. Nicole's over there making a lot of noise. I'll pop in pictures of what they were. So I was able to do Pipsy the pig from Snuggler's Crochet and testing her new little mini fox splooter. I was able to get one of those done. And that's just one out of the 4. I just had no time. And I did a pattern test for pocket snuggies for a little sloth. And if you do it like perfect chunky, it's a swing. You can do it in bigger yarn and then it's not a swing, but it's a swing. So I was able to get one of those done so that I had the test done in time. And we have it here tonight, so we'll see what happens. So, hot. Sorry about that. The market coordinator was in here taking pictures, but I don't even remember where I was at. I gotta take those other glasses and have this part adjusted. These are getting so scratched up I can barely see out of them anymore. But the other ones pinch and I can only wear them for a little while or they give me a headache. But see, I was talking about the things I was able to get done. So it was Pipsy the pig, the mini fox sploot, the pattern test for pocket snuggies of the sloth, and that's pretty much it. So hopefully the sun goes down soon. Wishful thinking. All right, we'll check back in later. It is Sunday, and it's 2 days after the market day. Oh, you know, needed a day to recover. It's, we're not going to talk about how hot it was. It was pretty hot. I did take another shirt with me and deodorant, thank God. Because by the time we set up, let me tell you, I was soaking wet. Completely soaking wet. So I just used the handicap stall because the other ones are way too small. You turn around, you bump into yourself, and changed. I pretended like I was a homeless person and used their sink to, like, got the old t-shirt wet and cleaned myself off a little bit to, you know, like cool down and remove some of the sweat, and changed my shirt and felt much better after that. So when I did go down there to, you know, the like 5-mile trek to the bathroom, I noticed that the other crochet vendor that is usually there, that is set up like right across from the bathrooms, was not there this time. And I'm like, okay, it's still a little bit early, but by that time she would have been there setting up. You know, we all know it's not fast to set up. So I was like, this will be an interesting night. And I will say I thought that it would have been a better night than it was, because of the few other booths that are there that sell crochet items, like the Temu flower person, and there's another crochet person that does a lot of flat crochet and wearables and has like very small, tiny plushies. I mean, nothing that would be competition. This other girl, she has really nice stuff and big stuff and, you know, characters, and just she's definitely someone I would say she is a competitor. And of course, you always want everyone to do well, but I thought because she wasn't there being my competitor, that I would have a really good night. And that was not the case. Now, we did not have a bad night, but I thought it would be a lot better than it was because she wasn't there. But we are in the dog days of summer already here in Florida. It was very hot. So again, we had to put up the side panel for the first, say, half of the market to block the sun so that we weren't in an oven being cooked by the sun. And then probably 7:30-ish, somewhere around there, the sun is in a position to where, or I should say the earth is in a position that we can take it down and not be cooked. So, and plus because I didn't like really get to make very many cool items. I mean, I made stuff, but I didn't get to a lot of the things that I wanted to get to. Like, I didn't have anything to like stand out and pop and draw people in. I just didn't get to it with the achy hands. But I will say this stuff is helping a little bit. We'll just have to keep babying it along until it feels better. Anyhow, so we get there right about 3 o'clock. We get the car unloaded, get it parked, get everything set up. And because I knew I was going to have to use a side panel, we did that typical U shape again. I'm still trying to figure this out. to be able to use the 2 facings. But right now, at least the first half of the market, I can't use the 2 facings because of the sun. I mean, I'd be sitting on here looking like a lobster. I'd be so cooked. But, I mean, it works. It's a tight fit. I like it more open. Like, I have the opportunity to have it more open so the traffic will flow better. And it's easier to see as people are walking by. But, I don't know. Eventually, I'll get it figured out. So, we had a couple of really cute transactions. And I can't say that I had anything bad happen Friday night other than the sun and the heat. Like, there weren't any customer disasters or nobody dripping stuff on my things and all that good stuff. But, all right, let's just start this. At 5:10, we had our first transaction. Now, this market runs 5:30 to 9:30. And I've said it before, we get there early to set up so that we can pull in for parking. Because 2 vendors will be there that'll block that little parking lot. But by the time we get broke down and we're ready to leave, they're already packed up and gone. It's not as complicated as ours is. Plus, I always, at this one, I wait a good 15 minutes or so before I start to break down. Because people are still wandering through, so why not? You're there, take advantage of it. Okay, so you'll never guess what the first sale was. Oh my goodness. At 5:10, we sold Platypus on a Swing, Perry the Platypus. Then at 5:29, we sold Manatee on a Swing. At 5:49, we sold a penguin on a swing. The little blue one and the light blue and bloom that didn't look like a penguin, but it was done following the penguin pattern. And my last white owl, that is the Shield Maiden pattern. And it looks like Harry Potter's owl. So that's 3 swings like market starts at 5:30. So even though the first one was at 5:10, we're going to say that's 3 swings in the first 19 minutes of the market. Then at 5:50, we sold a rat. I think it was the white one. And that is the QB crochet pattern. Then at 5:54, we sold, what, Mama? Hang on, let me let her out. She wanted in, then she wants out. Okay, so at 5:54, we sold Myrtle the Turtle, the mint chocolate chip. We sold our second Manatee on a Swing. And this cute little girl wanted a shark. So she was looking at the 2 sharks. I had one in gray, the one that had the really goofy looking mouth on it, and I did take the mouth off. It just didn't look right to me. So the one with the goofy looking mouth and Southern Gal Crochet's shark that was in blue, and her mom let her pick which one do you want. She picked the gray one. I think because it's more, well, it's not really realistic looking, but it was more realistic looking. But I was glad it sold, That was a new addition, and it sold. And like I said before, when you buy a pattern and you take it to market and it sells, it reaffirms that you made a good choice on the pattern. Then at 6:05, happy to see one of these go because I was starting to wonder. We sold an itty bitty demi. And so I think I have 3 left, and when they're gone, I'm not going to make any more. We sold our second Perry the Platypus on a swing. And you guys, I didn't get to share it with you because Shannon just shared the rough draft with us. But I did her mini fox sploot, and it sold. Market debut, it sold. So that was fun. That was a nice transaction. Then at 6:08, we sold Perry the Platypus on a swing. So I made 3, and all 3 are gone 38 minutes into the market. At 6:09, we sold the blue masked Ninja Turtle. And this was the guy coming back from the previous month. I had it with me to finish. I made the turtle shell, but I forgot to bring my black with me to give it its face. And he didn't want a faceless turtle, and I didn't want to sell him a faceless turtle. So he came back and got the blue one this time. And at 6:16, 2 frogs on a swing. I feel like the queen of swings. I feel like a lot of people at this market know me for my swings. At 6:22, the little blue Totoro that I did, that was from the free pattern on Instagram, and it had the little like sack that flung over its shoulder. That and a Kirby on a swing. Oh boy. At 6:26, we sold the Night Fury that was supposed to be a mini Snuggler, but I ended up putting a little bit of squishy stuffing in the body. So we sold that. And that one is, I believe, just a mom crocheting. And then also at 6:26, we sold the last manatee on a swing. So less than an hour in, I am now out of manatees on a swing. At 6:27, we sold SpongeBob on a swing. At 6:31, we sold the little whale shark that I just made that I did not put the belly patch on. So that didn't seem to bother it any at all. So that just reaffirms if I make that particular pattern, I do not need to add the belly patch. And that is a Teresa's Crochet Shop pattern. At 6:41, we sold Chicken on a Swing. And that is using all from Jade's pattern, her water animals pattern, and just making one of the little birds all white and giving it a red comb. At 6:48, I believe it is a BK crochet pattern, a little cow lovey. Pretty sure it's BK crochet. At 6:59, we sold the mini Sploot Night Fury. I get excited when the new stuff sells. Now, that's the second time that has been the market. I sold one the first time, and now we sold this one. Then at 7:05, we sold the Light Fury Mini Sploot and the Night Fury Mini Sploot. So basically an hour and a half in, I am out of mini Night Furies. I'm out of Night Furies of any kind. I've sold all 3 that I had. And those are usually I have it in the big Sploot, and it's like a guaranteed sale almost. It's rare that I end up bringing one home if I have it. At 7:17, Kirby on a Swing. At 7:35, Creek the Frog, Southern Gal Crochets frog pattern. This next one's a really good transaction. At 7:36, it was actually, it rang up separate, but it was to the same person. At 7:56, this like lady and guy and kid, this little boy, come in, and they're looking around, and the mom likes foxes. Now, I've already sold the mini fox sploot. So I do have another fox on my shelf, and it's one of the sleeping foxes from Nooks Hooks. So she picks that out, and she's ringing, it's, you know, getting it rung up. And the whole time the little boy was saying he just didn't see anything. He didn't see anything. But while mom is paying, he spots the 2 mystery boxes that I had left sitting at the sales, at the checkout area. And he asks, can he have one of those? Which, you know, I have them at $13. It's a decent price. So the parents say yes. He picks out which box he wants, and we bring it up. And then I think the parents are more excited than the kids are with the mystery stuff, because they're like, okay, open it now. Let's see what you got. And in his box was the little fox. So mom got a fox, and the kid got a fox, and the mom was so excited, and the kid was so excited. It's like, oh, mom's like, oh, I got the baby, and you got the, or I got the mama fox, and you got the baby. They were thrilled. It was exciting. It was pretty cool to see that. And then, of course, their reactions. So that was pretty fun. At 7:40, SpongeBob on a swing. At 7:47, now this one I made, I adjusted Shannon's mini sploot pattern, and I did not share this with you guys. I didn't even share it with Shannon because I didn't want her to get upset, because it wasn't just like making color changes or anything. It was, and I'm impatient, you know, like I know she's gonna come out, and once that happens, that'll be what I use. But in the meantime, I fudged it, and I made a mini possum. And I tried to make it look like the bigger one. I think I got close, but yeah. Anyways, the mini possum, the possum, mini sploot possum, I don't know how to say it. It's sold. At 8:04, beaver on a swing. At 8:07, sold a chick in a hat, and it was a frog hat. So the first one that sold was last time. It was the chartreuse green. This one was the sage green. So the one I have left is the seaweed green hat. Green is one of those colors that plush is lacking. You know, they could expand it with some of the Parfait Chunky colors, and I'd be happy. Just saying, Premiere, if you're watching, greens, browns, greens and browns. At 8:18, we have our second itty bitty demi for the night. And like I said, I have 3 more to go. And I think both of them that sold were the gray ones. I think all I have left now are 3 tan ones. At 8:19, we sold a jumping spider. Yay. At 8:29, guess what sold? Nope, it wasn't a swing. It was my Mothman. Yay. I get to make another one. That was exciting because it was like, the girl really liked it. She goes, I just love cryptids. She picks it up and she's looking at it and she's flipping it around and she's like, I have to have this. So we sold Mothman. Yay. This one was funny too. Not because of the customer, but because I was just having a conversation with Mary about this one shop on Etsy. I think it's Easy Crochet Patterns, something like that. And we were looking at, she has these rubber ducks with different hats on it. And we were looking at those, and she has like 5 or 6 different sets of them, and each set comes with 5. And I'm like, you know what? Each one of these, I only like 4 out of the 5. I wish we could just pick and choose. And then I was like, this is where I got one of the owl patterns from. And then Mary mentioned, oh yeah, and the chameleon. Yes. Yes. And she said, have you sold the chameleons? And I was like, all but one. I have one left. And don't you know, you put it out there and it sold. So we sold the large chameleon that I had at $8.37. Then at $8.41, I know that wasn't funny, but it was just funny, not funny, haha, but funny, strange, like very coincidental that we were just talking about that pattern and the plushie sold. At $8.41, Luma on a swing. And $8.43, and I am so shocked that this did not sell faster than it did. I want to say it's been at 4 or 5 markets. Now I do 2 a month, so it's not a long time. So, well, I was doing 3 a month, but we're doing 2 a month. It's too hot. But the strawberry cow, you know, the cow that looked like it was bursting out of the strawberry, I was very surprised it took that long to sell. But this was a young couple, and the mom was carrying the baby, and she had it like in one of those, I don't know, like a backpack, but it hangs on your stomach, and they carry the babies. I don't know what they're called. They didn't have those kind of things when I had my kids little like that. But she wanted that, and I can't hear what they're saying because they're at the front of the booth, and I'm at the back of the booth. And then she puts it down, and she picks up, and she's looking at something else, and they're conversing back and forth, and then the guy kind of just picks the picks the cow up by the leg and hands it to her. Like, he didn't want to do it, but that's what she really wanted. And you know what? Carrying around a baby like that after giving childbirth, that man needs to give that woman whatever she wants. She earned it. She deserves it. Give her whatever she wants. So that was nice. So now I'm down one more big splooter. I hardly have any left. At $8.46, we sold another jumping spider. At $9.01, we sold a beaver on a swing and an otter on a swing. At $9.04, we sold a frog on a swing. At $9.13, we sold a spider on a swing. At $9.33, we sold SpongeBob on a swing. And, of course, officially now the market is closed, but it's funny because we were having some mint chip ice cream, and John waited for the line to go down because it was like the line was out the door, so it put us like right towards the end. And he's like, do you think if we stuck it in the cooler, it would keep it from melting? And I'm like, not this late in the day because of the type of cooler it is. I mean, even the drinks aren't cold anymore. I was like, no. I'm like, it's not going anywhere. It can wait till we're done. So we just sat there leisurely eating our ice cream. And then we'll break down after that. So at $9.43, we sold another myrtle, the turtle, this strawberry one. And at $9.44, our last transaction of the night, we sold a mini snuggler, and it was a puppy. Mod threads, maybe? I don't know. I'll link them. But, I mean, it was a fairly decent night. Of course, we've done better, but we've also done way worse. I was just a little, like I said, a little surprised that we didn't do better than we did because the other plushie person wasn't there. Now, maybe she knows something I don't know. Like, we started going to this market. Last year, we did January and March. We didn't get selected for any other ones. And then we got a last-minute invitation because the vendor that's in the spot that I am in now stopped doing the markets. So there was an open spot, and we were invited. I jumped at it. We got rained out for July, and it was rescheduled when I already had another market scheduled. I should have chose them, but I went with the other one. Just now I don't schedule anything that weekend after, just in case it gets rained out. They'll either do it on Saturday, the next day, or the next Friday. So I don't schedule anything on that Saturday or Friday, just in case the one has to reschedule. And if they can't do it then you're just out your $70 because it's a $70 setup fee. So I was going to go to July, but didn't get to go because it was rained out and I was booked at another market. So then August, we've been going every month since August. So June, like April, May, June, July, they're all new months to see like how it goes there. But anyways, maybe I don't know, maybe she sits there all the time and doesn't sell anything. I don't know. I doubt it, but I don't know. It could just be, it's just too freaking hot. And I would have to agree with that. It is very hot, especially during setup. Anyways, our total sales, we had 39 sales, $768, with the average sale being $19.69. Of the 768, 477 was in card, that was 62%, and 38% was in cash at $291, which is, for me, that's good, because we don't usually get much cash. It's usually card, but I'm more than happy to take the cash versus the card. And my transaction fees were $16.13 for Square. So, let's see. What of the different categories that I have set up, now I broke the lovies out of the plushies. They have their own category. I put the mini splooters in their own category, and I do want to change the other sploots as well and just have splooters their own category. But I need to wait till the first of the year to do that because it'll mess up the counts. Like it won't include it in for the whole year, so I won't be able to see what my top seller for the year is if I move it right now. Any new things I can add into that, but ones that I have been consistently carrying, it would mess up the counts. So anyways, we sold 19 plushies, 21, new record, 21 car swings, 5 mini splooters, 2 lovies, and 1 mystery box. Now, mind you, I only had 2 mystery boxes with me. I had 3 mystery bags. Those, like, I only had one person inquire about those. Those just kind of sat there at this market. So I'm not sure. I mean, I'll still give it another go. I'm not sure if mystery bags are going to be the way to go for me. We'll see. I mean, I did sell one last time. This time I didn't sell any. Could have been location. You know, like where I had them displayed. I don't know. But, yeah, we didn't sell any bags, which is fine. You know, doesn't always have to. So now that, of course, my mystery boxes came in, I'll be able to make some more. So I have 2 that are already ready. I showed you guys that in the last video. So I'll be working on those so that I have some mystery boxes. And hopefully I can get a sign made. So, in In the plushie category, we have a 3-way tie for top seller, meaning I sold 2. Now, it's hard on the plushies to have a top seller because I have a lot of one-offs, and I like it that way. It keeps it interesting for me. But there are, you know, things that, like, they're in the wire basket shelves that are multiples. So we sold 2 itty bitty demis, 2 jumping spiders, and 2 Myrtle the turtle. Those would all tied at first place in the plushie category. In the swings, we sold 21. 3 frogs, 3 manatees, 3 platypus, 3 SpongeBob, all tied for first place. Now, the manatee was a sellout, the platypus was a sellout, SpongeBob was a sellout. Could I have sold more if I had them? Maybe, maybe not. Don't know. So, I think I only have 1 frog left. Then coming in at second is Kirby and the beaver with 2 each, and the others were 1, 1, 1, 1. But 21 swings. Now, some of them, I was selling all my swings at $10. And if it's more complicated to make, like the beaver, because I have to make the extra tail, you know, the bigger tail and all that, I have put some of them at $12. So they range. There were only a few that I had at 12. And if I do the plants, they're 15. So they range from 12 to 15 on my swings. In the mini splooter category, the #1 seller, coming in with 2 sold, is the Night Fury. Now, if I had more, could I have sold more? Possibly. Maybe not. But if I had more and I didn't sell them, I wouldn't be having to rush to make them again this time. It's just like, you never know. You just never know. Even if you go to the same place month after month after month, every single market is different. You just never know. You never, ever, ever know. Anyhow, then, you know, after we finished our ice cream, we tore it down and packed up the car. And of course, it never goes back in the same way it comes out. And I get so frustrated. It's like, why can't we remember how we did this? Like, what? Because you have to play Tetris to load up the car. I really need a bigger car. Just for this. Not to drive around in all the time. I don't want to pay those gas prices. But I need a bigger car. More space. Because I can't fit another thing in my car. And it's you are playing Tetris. And for some reason, it's like, what did we put in first? Was it this or this? And then it just doesn't seem to go right. And I get aggravated with myself because I can't remember. Maybe I need to, like, put an item in, take a picture, put the next item in, take another picture. You know, so I can see what goes in first to make it stack better. Anyways, yeah, that was it. And on Monday night, there is a live with me and Heather on Heather's channel, Cottontail Crafts by Heather, at 7 p.m. Eastern. So we will see, hopefully, all of you guys there. But I know some of you guys will be there. And I don't know, see what kind of shenanigans we can get into. And then it'll be back to just the regular stuff. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. It was quick. There just wasn't, like, a ton. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But again, I kind of thought it would be more because the other vendor wasn't there. But I'm not unhappy with it. I was just, what's the word I want? Like, it wasn't like even really disappointed. It was like, why? I just thought it would be different because I didn't have the competition. But that is okay. That is fine. I am happy with what I got. I'd be happy with that if that's what I made every single time. I just wish they'd take the heat away. I'm tired. Can you tell I'm tired? All right, you guys. I will see you tomorrow night, Monday night, June 8th, on Heather's channel at 7 p.m. Eastern for our live. See you later.